we have been developing businesses and creating sustainable jobs across the Southern African region over the past decade. And this is rattling powerful people. And the question that should be asked is why? I'm taking this opportunity to clarify allegations that have been peddled on media through the Namibian, which is a national newspaper in Namibia, in which they make allegations. Most of you might have seen these allegations. Here are the facts. I got into Namibia as an investor, as an entrepreneur, as a patriotic African who cares about our people, wanting to add value, not only to Namibians, but to Africans, including Namibians who are in Namibia. We've employed Namibians, we've employed Africans who are in Namibia. And there's a record to this. The second point is that during the establishment period of our business operation in Namibia, we got approached by a number of people that at the time I didn't know who they were and I really didn't care. But these happens to be powerful people in Namibia. And they approached me specifically having interest in my businesses, wanting to get shares in my businesses for free. And I refused. I'm still refusing. No amount of discrediting, no amount of lies are going to deter me from my calling. And these people need to understand this. We established RRA Business Solutions. There's a track record to it. We've been helping businesses, we've been helping entrepreneurs in Namibia to sustain their businesses and also to sustain the jobs that they've created through their businesses. And people don't like this. People in powerful positions don't like this because they have this notion of wanting to own people by sustaining poverty, by sustaining the mentality of people having to beg them. And let me tell you what the problem is. They want our people to go to the banks to get help so that their banks can charge people an arm and a leg for crumbs. And we don't do that. We do venture capital. We invest in our people's businesses. We help develop our people's businesses. We professionalize our people's businesses. Our clients in Namibia can attest for this. Now, the reason why I decided to respond to this is because I want to draw inference to facts. And the fact is that if there was any credence, if there was any genuinism that was coming from this newspaper and the journalists that are being used, who unfortunately are going to have to account for their recklessness in what they have portrayed out there. First and foremost, if you were investigative journalists, as you claim, you would have seen that this story has been built over a period of time, falsely so. Firstly, I did not approach this woman to come and invest in my company. I did not do that. In fact, the opposite happened. If you read, you will see that some of my staff members, some of my colleagues in Namibia have also started speaking because they realize that You are peddling falsified stories on the newspaper. You're selling your newspapers at my expense. But we understand where you're coming from, because you are living from creating lies, and you sell your newspapers based on lies. The fact is, Miss Asino approached me, told me a story about her family. I didn't even know who she is. She was recommended to come and work for me, for my company, by an associate who happens to be her relative. And I felt for her. I felt for the story, because she was this outcast. And we have evidence to this, by the way, which we can share, and we are going to share, so that these lies must come to an end. And when she came, she told not only me, fortunately, she told even her colleagues how her family have treated her so bad, how they have treated her mother so bad. And she even puts the blame of them, of the death of her mother, on her family. It is a lie that I have encouraged or even refused her to see her family. If anything, the opposite happened. She refused, she was denying and refusing to see her own family. And I mean, video footage of this can be availed so that you guys can see this. And this happened when I was not even in Namibia. I was in South Africa. When her own family came to our offices looking for her, and she requested her colleagues to refuse and tell her family that she is in a meeting. That was her decision. It had nothing to do with me. But we fell for her trick, and we extended gratitude. We are going to publish the agreement that we have with Miss Asino, who claims that she doesn't have an agreement with us. There are witnesses who signed this agreement, this investment agreement. And there's also the notion that is being peddled by this newspaper, this scrupulous newspaper, and these scrupulous journalists, that there's a criminal case that had been opened against me. If they had credence to that, they could have published the criminal case number to say, you don't just say a criminal case was opened in November, because anybody can say that. But what is the case number? To the best of my knowledge, this is a civil matter. We have communicated with the courts of Namibia, the prosecutor who's responsible for this case. The truth is, even the case was revealed to me, this civil case was revealed to me after the effect. I was not consulted. This police officer who's said to have been investigating this, if you read what my staff, my colleagues are saying about him, you'll see how scrupulous he is. He lied about not being able to get hold of me, which is a lie. I called him on a number of occasions after I heard of what he did, when he went and wanted to corner my colleagues into doing things against me, to cook up stories against me. Unfortunately, if you do things the right way, there will be people here and there who will stand for the truth. And the responses that you are seeing from my colleagues, from my staff, and some of our clients, it's because they know the truth. Now, hasten to say, the people who have been demanding free shareholding in my companies in Namibia, They are political elites. They are politically connected. Miss Asino is a niece to the former president of Namibia, the father of the nation, as he's affectionately known, Ndade Sem Nujoma, with due respect. But then you have these family members and associates and friends who want to use the name of Sem Nujoma to threaten or to solicit freebies. Like, why would you want to have shares for free in an insurance company? Because I'm a South African, you're a Namibian, I'm opening an insurance company in your country. You don't want to invest. You want me to give you shares for free. When I refuse, then you do all of this. That's crazy. That's self-hate. Africans need to wake up and stop this nonsense. I'm not a criminal. If I was a criminal, you would have opened a criminal case, I would be arrested. There's Interpol. I'm here in South Africa. I'm not hiding. But because you are scrupulous, you run to media and your media, because you control them, they lie. They say they couldn't get hold of me, which is a lie. They could have gone to my staff in Namibia and asked for my number. Even here, Miss Asino, I've got text messages, WhatsApp messages. We've got recordings in the office that can prove how manipulative Miss Asino is, and how she's being, at this stage, I don't even know whether she's been used or she's part of this shenanigans. But we've got evidence where she really played her game, and we bought into it. I remember there was an instance where we had to travel to the coast and to go and consult and help our clients in the coast. And this is on record. And there was an emergency, so-called emergency family meeting where Miss Asino was called by her family. We were supposed to leave in the afternoon on that day, and we had to wait and wait. She begged us to wait for her. Some of our colleagues who have responded to these lies, they have dealt with these issues. I'm not going to get into minor things which really you can read in between the lines, but I'll leave those to be dealt with by my colleagues who are involved in this. We had to travel around midnight after waiting for Miss Asino with her family, and she begged us not to leave her behind. And during this trip to the coast, even prior to that, a few days after Miss Asino invested into our company, when this nonsense started, I said to her, listen, I don't want a mess. I don't want stories. Can I refund you so that you and your family can see what to do with your money? And she refused. The good thing is, she didn't refuse. I wasn't talking to her alone. I avoided to have private meetings with Miss Asino. I always made sure that there was one or some of our colleagues, so that tomorrow, as if I knew, when God is protecting you before you even know, as if I knew that something like this will come afore. There are people who can attest to this. We got to the coast in Swakopmund, and Miss Asino refused. We spoke. I was not the only one who spoke to her. Even my colleagues, we said to her, this is becoming unbearable. Look at you. You're not free. You're not happy. And she kept on insisting, Mr. Mohapi, please do not refund me. I don't want you to refund me, because when you refund me, these people are going to take this money and eat it and use it. I'm using her word, her phrase. That's how she put it. And it's a lie that she lost the money. That's a lie. Stop lying. Miss Asino did not lose her money. She wants to be refunded. That money can be refunded like yesterday. Follow the right process. Don't go with a smear campaign because you've been influenced. This is your money. This is rightfully your money. You inherited this from your mother's proceeds of your mother's pensions. I don't deserve it. I don't have to have it. You are forgetting that there's a record in which you rushed, you camped at the bank. I was not there. You called me to go and talk to the bank so that you can move your money from the bank, because you said your aunt keeps on checking on your accounts to check your money, and your family has been doing that even when your mother was alive. You actually told us, Miss Asino, that your mother died because of your family. Your family, actually, you hold them responsible for your mother's death. And you wanted us to help you because you knew they wanted to use this money. Now, today you turn around, you allow yourself, that's if you are being used, you allow yourself to be used, or if you're not allowing yourself to be used, you are just as scrupulous as they are. But be that as it may, this is the issue. I don't think Asino is the real issue. No. Asino is a proxy. She's just been tossed around. She's being used. She's a convenient evidence of sort that I'm a criminal. Which, I mean, why make noise if I'm a criminal? Why can't you just get me arrested? It's simple. But you're crying for shares. You're not gonna get shares from any of my businesses, any of my entities for free. And even if you were to come with money, because you are so scrupulous, and this is the reason why I refuse to do business with politicians. If you look at my history, people who know me, not people who claim to know me, not journalists who sensationalize stories, create and sensationalize stories because they want to sell newspapers. No. People who know me, people who have sat next to me, worked with me, will tell you, I refuse to do business with politicians. And there's a reason why I refuse that. And I'm not the only one refusing, by the way. I mean, investors from all over the world would love to invest in Africa. There's a huge interest of investing in our continent, in our region, in our countries. But we've got a problem. We've got these people who think they own us, they control us, who are called politicians, who are called powerful. Some of them masquerade as business people, and yet they belong in this clique that wants to control us. You've got bad news. And the bad news is that people are no longer stupid. People are waking up. You can create stories, publish them in your newspapers. People will read in between the lines, and your lies will come up that this is a lie. With this Asino issue, I mean, she lied and said we didn't have an agreement. We have an agreement. We're going to publish that agreement so that you can see that she lied. The journalist says they couldn't get hold of me. It's a lie. They sent me questions via Twitter. I just happened to be browsing on Twitter. They inboxed my Twitter feed. I mean, my Twitter account. And I'm going to publish this so that you can see how scrupulous these people are. They sent these questions at 19 minutes past 4 on the 10th. In their questions, they claim to be wanting to be partial to give me the right of response. But their deadline is the 10th at 12 o'clock. So the deadline is already passed. Your own deadline, it's already passed. And then you send the questions that you want me to answer before you publish, so you claim, at 19 minutes past 4 on the 10th. How did you expect me to respond to your questions that you've already published your newspaper for? It just shows how scrupulous you are. And I'm going to expose you so that people can see that the issue here is not a Kaleboha Gift Mohapi who is a criminal, a con man, like you put it. No. You creating that character. But there's a say. Let me teach you this say. Usually, just when they think they are bringing you down, that's when they're making you strong. Thank you for the publicity. People who didn't know who Kaleboha Gift Mohapi is, they now know me. People who didn't know RRA Business Solutions, RRA Group as it is, they now know. And I wish you can do a follow-up article so that you can market us for free. And please use front page. I'll send you a lot of pictures that you can use of me so that at least we can get a mileage on that. But I think the challenge is people have allowed you to get away with murder many times. And fortunately, there's institutions that have been put in place. There are measures that have been put in place to deal with these kind of issues. So I am currently will be talking to MISA, which is Media Institute of Southern Africa, which regulates and can intervene in nonsense like this, where media abuses their platform, where they abuse their power. I will also be appealing to my South African government because I'm a South African, and I went to Namibia to invest. I carried the flag of South Africa. So I need protection. I need the South African government to protect me against this scrupulosity. Namibia is benefiting from South Africa. We support Namibia and we'll continue to support Namibia at a governmental level, at a business level, at the socio-economic level. And some of us, including me, some of my relatives are in Namibia. And that's the reason why I have interest in Namibia. Some of our relatives are scattered across the region. So I'm not going to be apologetic for doing things the way I do them, doing the right things. No matter how much you're going to paint me to be the black sheep of the nation. The bottom line is the truth will always prevail. And when the truth comes out, the English people say, he who loves loves the longest. Let's see who's going to love last here. But we must go on facts. And lastly, let's look into the real issue. Challenge me on evidence of the interference of governance or governments of powerful people. And this is the real deal. This is the real issue. This is what we need to deal with. Are we going to now have a difficulty? Are we going to look at projects, at businesses, at opportunities as Africans? We're going to be scared to spread our wings, to go into our neighboring countries and help our own people because we are scared of government. We are scared of politicians. We're scared of powerful people. In order for you to do certain things, you must be connected to these so-called powerful people. I don't think we should give in to that. And that's the crux of the matter. My refusal to these people to give them shares in my insurance company in Namibia, it is the reason why today I'm painted as a criminal, as a con man. My refusal, in fact, one of my colleagues, one of my employees in Namibia made me aware of something. They said to me, Mr. Mohapi, do you realize that through RRA Business Solutions, as you are helping businesses of black people, you are actually offending government, because that's the work that government is supposed to be doing. Government is supposed to be an enabler of an economic activity. And you come from South Africa, you come here, and you do what government is supposed to be doing. And I said, I didn't look at it like that. For me, it was about helping my people. I saw the opportunity. And I just decided to come and help in a form of business. I don't want to be long. It's taken 25 minutes now. Let's be realistic. Let's be honest. Let's be diligent. I appeal to people who are you, who's watching this, who's listening to me, and you who have read articles that are written and comments that comes. Look, I won't be upset with people who comment without facts. I mean, that's what media does. Media tangles this thing, create this sensation, and people will comment and do that. But if you were to sit with these people and ask them, what are the facts? They wouldn't come with facts. So I'm not going to fight with you who doesn't have facts. I want to fight with these ones that claim to have facts. The Namibian presents me with facts. Don't go and get what is so-called a matter before court. A matter that has been scrupulously put before courts. We know how corrupt the system can be, processes can be manipulated. And we're going to prove how this process was manipulated. Just right from the people who have been asking and demanding for shares for free, going into creating a case that does not exist, to taking this matter scrupulously to court, finalizing it without following the laws of Namibia. Just because it got a stamp of court, then it sounds like it's something legit. No, we're going to expose those processes. I'm also aware that, I mean, some of my colleagues will attest to this, that when I come, you will claim that I have COVID. You will want me to be quarantined, and you'll poison me or you'll finish me off. I'm aware of that. I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. And because I'm saying this, you'll come up with a claim. Yeah, he doesn't want to come to Namibia because he's scared we're going to arrest him. No, if you want to arrest me, I can present myself. I can go to any police station in South Africa. I'm a known figure here. So you don't have to emulate all of those things, create things that don't exist. If I have a case to answer, a genuine case to answer, I will answer it. I'm ready, I'm available, but I'm going to deal with the merits. I'm going to deal with facts. Stop abusing your power. Stop abusing your authority. Stop using our governments. Stop abusing the power that we give you to lead us, and then you manipulate that and you do the things that you are doing. That is the message. That's all that I'm driving with this. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for watching this. Share this as much as you can. Spread it as much as you can. But there's others that are going to come where I'm going to deal with other issues, because this media will create a story here and then link it and create a story here and link it, whereas it's their story. I'm going to post interviews. I'm going to post facts. I'm going to post everything that has to do with each case so that you can be your own judge. You can read between the lines and see what the real truth is. Thank you so much for listening, and let's continue. We mustn't be deterred. I said to my staff, we are not stopping. We are continuing to free our people from this bondage, and we're doing that using business. For as long as we're not doing anything criminal, we will continue to reclaim and restore ourselves as Africans. Thank you so much.